Hey everyone, welcome to Health and Fitness Simplified. This is John Rennie. How's everyone doing today? Let's talk about some interesting topics today, like isotonic contraction, isometric contraction, hypertrophy of the muscle. I know all of this sounds Greek and Latin to many, and I always promise that my posts or my videos would be very simple. Trust me, towards the end of this video you would find the concepts very simple. Now, muscle growth can be attained in different ways. Now, some of us are probably going to the gym, some are training at home, some have started training at home or in the gym. The whole idea of this is probably for wellness, for muscle growth, for feeling better, that nice feeling that you get. Could be for any reason. Now, the whole idea of why we train, be it resistance training, be it cardio or any form, is for muscle development. It could be muscle hypertrophy in any form of training. Now let's start off by talking about isotonic and isometric contraction. Now, isotonic contraction is basically further classified into eccentric and concentric. It's very simple. Now, when we talk about concentric, is where the length of the muscle shortens, which means if I squeeze my bicep like this you're concentrating it, or this is a contraction, this is concentric. Now, the moment you release it is eccentric. Eccentric is basically where the length of the muscle is longer. This is shorter, this is longer. So this is concentric, this is eccentric. It's as simple as that. Any muscle. Now, this was an example of bicep. You would similarly have concentric and eccentric contractions in all muscles, in all forms of exercise. It could be squats, it could be shoulder press, anything and everything will have concentric, eccentric, and there is something else which is isometric. Isometric contraction is basically where the length of the muscle will remain the same. It does not expand, it does not contract. Some of the isometric exercises, what generally people do are, perfect example is planks, which is quite famous now. So everyone knows doing planks these days. There are different styles of doing planks. Now, many believe that isometric contraction is enough. No, absolutely not. That's a wrong concept. Isometric contraction is good. Like when you do isometric contractions, it will develop your core muscles, which is good news. Yes, you need to do. It is good to do planks. It is good to do hip abduction. All of this is good. But then isotonic contractions are also required. It's very important to achieve muscle hypertrophy. Now, muscle hypertrophy can be, let me first talk about what is a muscle hypertrophy. Basically, muscle hypertrophy is a situation where you have pushed your muscles to the limit where you are forcing them to grow. So muscle hypertrophy could be attained in different styles or techniques. When you train in the gym, you could attain it by doing heavier weights. And a lot of people believe that you will not attain muscle hypertrophy if you're training at home. It's absolutely possible. You just need to know the technique. Now, a few examples I can tell you. Let's say, for example, if you're training at home and you just have very light dumbbells, as light at 5 kilos or even 2 kilos, what could you do to attain muscle hypertrophy? I'm sure if you have a 2, 3 or 5 kg dumbbell, You're finding it very easy to lift now. Like you keep lifting it and nothing's happening and you feel, this is boring. And then you are probably not in a situation where you can buy something really heavy. So what do you exactly do? Now there is a technique in which you can achieve muscle hypertrophy even if you are having very light dumbbells, or you just have, let's say you have elastic bands. Trust me, you can achieve muscle hypertrophy. Definitely it is not equivalent to the gym. I mean, obviously you cannot build a gym physique at home unless you are genetically blessed. There are many factors to it. It's only that it becomes kind of monotonous and boring at home. So you need to be self-motivated, which is very difficult if you have just started training. Now, if I am to train at home, honestly, even after 21 years of training at home is kind of boring for me. I don't want to put this in a bed of roses, so I don't want to pass on false information. But you can still be fit training at home. Now, coming back to muscle hypertrophy, now training at home, let's say for example, if you have a 3 kg dumbbell. Now let's say you're doing a bicep curl and you find 3 kg dumbbells very easy. You could probably do 50 repetitions with it. Or now find out what's the max repetitions that you could do. Now ensure that when the dumbbell is light, you do not cheat at all. Your form should be very strict. This is rule number 1. Now secondly, what you could do is, let's say for example, you can do 20 repetition. Now this is 1 repetition. Basically when you squeeze and you release, this is 1 repetition. So let's say you can do 20 like this, 20 repetitions with that 2, 3 or 5 kg dumbbell what you have. Now keeping in mind that your max is 20, what you can do is you curl it up to 10 in this position where you have squeezed it really tight and you feel the muscle is really squeezed. Hold it like this. Start off by 10 seconds. And if you feel 10 seconds is too easy, keep increasing it. You can hold it even for a matter of 60 or 90 seconds towards when you practice this well. So let's take a situation where you're going to hold it for 30 seconds. So you squeeze, you do 10 repetitions, and at the 10th rep where you are contracted, you are in a contraction, hold it in this position for 30 seconds. You put in a timer, put in a stopwatch, look at the clock, whatever you like, hold it, and then continue back the remaining 10 repetitions. Try doing this. It's gonna burn the muscle. That burn what you get. And if you feel really sore in a couple of hours or for the next 2 days, now even without weights, I felt the pump. So keep holding it. You can increase the seconds based on how you master it. Try this, and if you feel really sore, you have attained muscle hypertrophy. So this is how you can make an effective workout at home. You could do the same thing for everything. Let's say you're doing push-ups. So when you are in this position of a push-up is where your chest is squeezed. Hold it in this position in the same style, which is you probably start off by holding it for 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, whatever you can do. And if let's say you are able to do 15 push-ups or 16 push-ups, make a split. When you reach halfway, let's say you reach the 8th rep, hold it at the 8th rep in a complete squeezed position. Do not relax. That should be a complete tight squeeze. Hold it there for the X amount of seconds that you have decided, and continue back with the remaining half. and the kind of pump that you would get and the muscle soreness you would get would be amazing. And you practice this for a matter of 6 to 8 weeks, and you will definitely see that you have forced your muscle to grow. And ensure that you eat well after the training. This is probably even going to increase your appetite. So this is the trick, my friends, where you have lighter weights at home, or you have straps. I think I should have straps in my car. I can show this to you in the car as well. Let's say, for example, if you have resistant bands, so you squeeze and you hold it and feel the pump. It's going to be amazing. And the kind of soreness what you would get, trust me, if you feel sore for the following day or the following couple of days, you can be sure that you achieved muscle hypertrophy, and there you are going to force your muscle to grow. I hope the information was very simple to understand. So that's what we discussed today. We spoke about muscle contraction, muscle expansion, which is concentric, eccentric, and we spoke about isometric contraction. I'm not going into detail of isometric contraction because that was not the main topic of discussion for today. And a lot of us are easily able to do isometric contractions, isometric exercises like planks and stuff, which is basically to enhance the core. But enhancing the core is not enough. So we spoke more about concentric and eccentric contraction, which will help you attain muscle hypertrophy. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you liked it. Please do like, share, and come back to me with any questions that you have. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, everyone. This is John Rennie signing off. Ma salama. Peace.